One, two, three. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Geeking Around. I'm Lewis Michael. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Check out the description for some cool links. We got the Geeking Around website where you can find all the other podcast videos and written reviews. Also check out the Geeking Around clothing store where you can get the Geeking Around t-shirts. Also, there is my webcomic, Kira Star Wars Story Part 1. I just released the last episode of it on Tapas, and we'll start posting each of the episodes on Webtoons. And hopefully very soon I will have Part 1 out. It will be just a webcomic, a web novel. Then we will have the webcomic a little later on. I'm also working on a other web novel that's kind of like My Hero Academia is superheroes and manga anime mixed into one. So that would be a web novel and then be turned into a web comic. And so make sure you to like and subscribe so that you can keep up to date on that when I will be releasing that. But yeah, I think it's time to get into the review, which is Doom. I'm very excited about it, and this was one of the best movies I ever seen, but the best movie I've seen in so long, and it was great. So let's start getting into it. Doom Part 1 movie review. Fear is the mind killer in Denis Levine's sci-fi epic Doom. After nearly a year-long delay, the highly anticipated film adaptation of Frank Herbert's novel has finally been released. Dubbed as an unfilmable movie, Denis Levine will awe the audience with the film's visuals, making one wish to see it on the biggest screen possible in theaters. However, the audience can still watch Doom on the small screen on HBO Max with a subscription. 2013 saw the release of Jodorowsky's Doom, a documentary that explores director Alejandro Jodorowsky. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce these names. Unsuccessful attempt to adapt the novel in the mid-1970s. After the film rights expired, the cult classic David Lynch Doom was released in 1984. Like the Snyder Cut, due to studio executives meddling, the Lynch version was a box office flop. #release the Lynch Cut. Yeah. The Sci-Fi Channel released in 2000 a miniseries and a sequel series based on the novels. Although there was great moments in the 1984 film and the miniseries was an improved, faithful adaptation, fans of the book had never had a film adaptation that the book deserves until now. Set in the year 10,191, the Emperor assigns Duke Letos of House Atreides, ruler of the ocean planet Caladan, to replace House Harkonnen as rulers of Arrakis, a harsh desert planet that is also the only source of spice, a precious substance. The story of the film centers on Paul Atreides, the Duke's son and future heir of the ancient house. Since his youth, Paul's mother, Lady Jessica, has trained him in the ways of the Bene Gesserit, a mysterious guild with supernatural-like powers. The film features an ensemble of talented actors and actresses throughout the film. Director Denis Levine shows once again he has an eye for casting perfect actors and actresses in the right roles. Timothée Chalamet as Paul Atreides has a strong screen presence even against his veteran co-actors. Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica carries the film's emotional tension is the heart of the film. Stellan Skarsgård and Charlotte Rampling both stole every scene they appeared in. Newcomer Sharon Duncan Brewster as Dr. Liet Kyne in a generous rock role proves that as long as the actor or actress is good, people won't mind the role being swapped, and Brewster gives a great performance. Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, and Javier Bardem are always a delight to see and gives excellent performances. Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa does well. Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa, as they always do. Not bad, but not great either. Director Denis Villeneuve gave the audience an awe-inspiring and impressive visuals, which were mostly practical effects as opposite to CGI, much like fellow director Christopher Nolan's. The production designs of Doom are atmospheric and definitive to the film. Despite many of the concept art from Jodorowsky's Doom being used later in sci-fi films like Star Wars, Doom designs never felt too familiar. Filming with IMAX cameras, the cinematography of Greig Fraser gave the film an even more overwhelming scope and depth. The sound design and music of composer Hans Zimmer helps the audience immerse themselves into the world of Doom by creating an unorthodox and experimental new instruments and eerie sounding female voices. Despite how excellent the film was, it was not without its flaws. The pacing of the story, although beautifully written by Villeneuve, John Space, and Eric Roth, at few times felt slow and dragged out, but never felt it was a long film. Audience with no prior knowledge of the previous adaptations or books may find it hard to follow the lore and names of places and characters. However, the writers did a great job making it much easier to follow. A few have had issues with the film's ending. It is understandable where they are coming from. However, the Fellowship of the Ring, Infinity War, a couple of the Star Wars movie ended in a similar style to that of Doom, and no one criticized those movies' endings. The verdict is that Denis Villeneuve created a beautiful, impressive, breathtaking film, a film that many have been waiting for in the midst of the tired and overplayed Marvel films. It was refreshing to not hear a pointless, Marvel-esque joke thrown in randomly in the movie. With an impressive opening weekend box office numbers and a decent HBO Max viewership, Warner Bros. And Legendary's Films had officially greenlit a sequel, and as the tagline suggests, this is only the beginning. Okay, so yeah, this is the part where we kind of go a little bit more in depth and go into more spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie and don't want to be spoiled, stop now. Make sure you like and subscribe before you leave. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I've been trying to get people to go with me to see it again. I watched it on opening day, and I already watched it a couple of times on HBO Max. I think people really enjoyed this movie, and like I said, I have been wanting a movie like this for some time. I think we kind of got that with Tenet, but like my only problem with Tenet was that it was just so hard to hear the actors talk, the dialogue, and this one kind of was like that, but nowhere near as bad as what that was. And I know some people said that they, after watching it in the theaters, watching Doom, they went back to home and watched it on HBO Max with the subtitles on, and said that helped a lot of the people that didn't really have prior knowledge of Doom and stuff to really understand it a lot better. But yeah, like I was saying, this is the type of movie we've been wanting to see for a long time. Like the Marvel stuff is just getting so boring. It's the same thing over and over again. And I haven't watched Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings yet, and I heard it's a pretty decent martial art movie. But I did hear that it pretty much follows the same formula that every Marvel movie follows, and actually the director Denis Villeneuve has complained about that, saying that it just copy and pace, and I made a video about that. But yeah, I think this is a type of movie that, like Avenger Endgame, when that 90-year-old kid walks out, he'd be like, Mom, Dad, buy me a camera. I want to become a filmmaker and make superhero movies, which is a great thing. I mean, I was like that too, but I think Doom is going to be for that high school 17-year-old kid who wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do when he graduated high school, but now he will know what he wants to do when he walks out of the theaters of Doom, and like, I'm going to buy me a camera and become a great director like Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan's and stuff. Yeah, there wasn't really that much that I did not really like about this movie. Like I said, the dialogue can be kind of hard to understand, and it's kind of hard to follow if you're not familiar with the source material. There was parts where I did find that it was a little slow and dragged out, but like the next scene, it got much better, and you know, it wasn't like those scenes was bad or anything, but it just seems like, okay, we could have not been focused so much on this, but we could have cut this down and been focusing on this instead. And a lot of people have been having the an issue with the film ending, and it does end just like out of nowhere. We finally meet up with the Fallman and like Zendaya's character and stuff, and then Paul and his mother, Lady Jessica, is accepted into their tribe and stuff, and then it just boom, quit. The thing is, like the Fellowship of the Ring, I know some people did complain about that because we didn't know that there was no announcement that there was going to be a sequel, that this was going to be a trilogy. No one knew that, but no one complained about it. Hardly anyone complained about it. And Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, ended right when Thanos snapped, and that was it. Like, bam, we're done. Movie's over. You know, it's like, wait, what? Because they knew that there was going to be another movie. But no one complained about it. In Star Wars, a couple of the Star Wars movies ended a lot like that, where there was this, like, the first things that come to my mind is Empire was like that, and The Force Awakens was like that, and a couple other ones are like that. So I don't see, like, if you didn't complain about the ending to those films, you shouldn't be complaining about the ending of Doom, And I know that there was some people or some critics that said that there wasn't much character development. Yeah, I agree, but again, this was written as just a false part origin, setting up the world of Doom. Then we're gonna get all the character development and everything in the next movie in part 1. And then actually there will be a part 3 that covers the sequel book to Doom, Doom Messiah. There's still plenty of time to do character development and to really get more details and backstories on everything in Doom. So I feel like these are a lot of people nitpicking at things because they just don't want to admit that this was better than any Marvel movie. A lot of these movie critics are paid off by Disney and stuff, because like Rotten Tomatoes, the company that owns Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Disney or some shit like that. I don't quite remember. Let's talk about the acting. Like I said, as some of talented actors and actresses, and everyone was perfect. As I say, like Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa, they act exactly the same as they have in every single movie I have seen them in, or a TV show that I've seen them in, and it just, like, I don't know, they just simple action actors. I mean, they just, like, Jason Momoa probably had the best action scenes, and I would love to see Jason Momoa's character and Dave Bautista character to go at it. I mean, I feel like that was a very missed opportunity. Like I said, as pure action actors, they are great, and Jason Momoa's fight scenes was the best in the movie. He was just a total badass, but they're not, like I say, dramatic actors and stuff. Yeah, it just, they need, like, it's like the Marvel stuff. I still enjoy Marvel, but it's getting tiring. But everyone else was just so great. Like I said, Timothy Chalamet did an excellent job. I think he was the best Paul Atreides so far. The Lynch version, like, yeah, I didn't mind him all that much. I think the actor did a great job with what he was working with and stuff. And in the sci-fi miniseries, I just felt like he was a little too immature. I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be 15-year-old, and like I think that it's just how each director and writer interprets it differently. In a way, I've been listening to the audiobook, and I actually prefer this Doom, Denis Villeneuve's Doom, more than the book itself, actually. So I think, based on how I was interpreting it and what I thought Doom was all about and stuff, and based on the previous adaptation stuff, I think Timothy Chalamet is the best one so far. I think he does an excellent job, and like I said, he has a strong screen presence, and he's surrounded by excellent actors like Oscar Isaac and Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem and stuff, who all three of those guys gives an excellent performance in every movie they ever been in. And like probably 20 years since I've seen them in a, some that wasn't all that great. Yeah, he holds his own really well against these great actors who've been in the game for quite some time. Stanley Shagard, or how you say it, plays the Baron Harkin, and his performance, like he said that he liked it because he didn't have to act very much because the character design of him and the set for his scenes was scary enough. But I think he did an excellent job, and film buffs will see a homage from his character to Marlon Brando's character in Apocalypse Now. So make sure you check out that. Charlotte Rampling as the Reverend Mother, like she just seems like this weak, small old woman, but she's very intimidating, and there's this hauntingness to her and stuff, and she's only in a few. Both of those guys are in just a few scenes, but they stole each one of those scenes. Like I said, Sharon in the gender swap role, she did an excellent job, and just proves that people, and a lot of people loved her. It just proves that people don't mind the gender swap and stuff, as long as you swap them with someone that's excellent, actor and actress. Like look at Nick Fury and Samuel Jackson. No one cared because Samuel Jackson is a great actor. Jeffrey Wright, who's gonna be playing Commissioner Gordon in an upcoming The Batman movie. We haven't seen the movie yet, but I guarantee you, based on all his previous excellent performances, that he gonna do a great job at Commissioner Gordon, and people gonna love it. Why? Because great actors. As long as you have great actors and great actresses doing the parts, everything gonna be fine. But yeah, the visuals for this thing was just excellent, and having the music from Hans Zimmer in there as well. And although I do say that Hans Zimmer's music probably wasn't my favorite of his, it's probably some of my least favorite of his music, but it's still great and works well with Doom. Gray Fraser as the cinematographer. They use IMAX cameras for filming of this. I think not every single scene they was using IMAX, but majority of it, and it just gave this really great grand scope of it. It's some of the best cinematography I've seen in a long time. And Gray Fraser, like, it seems to me now that under the right director, he gonna do a great job. Because I've seen movies of his where the cinematography wasn't all that great. I think that's where, if you have a great director with a good sense of cinematography, the cinematography is always going to be great. I think like Christopher Nolan's, no matter what cinematographer he has, the cinematography will be great because he himself is a great cinematographer. Wally Pacifier, I can't remember how to say his last name, who did like Inception and all the previous Christopher Nolan movies. I really hope he comes back because I actually like that movie, Transcendence, that he directed. It just writing was bad. It was a script from the Blacklist and stuff, and like it was the right script for him because it was a very like Christopher Nolan type of script, but it wasn't written by Christopher Nolan and his brother Jonathan Nolan's and stuff. I wish that Christopher Nolan had wrote the film for him, and I think he would have gone on to do so much better. But yeah, like everything about this film was just so great on an artistic and technical level and stuff. Well, that's it for now. Make sure you like and subscribe for more stuff from Geeking Around. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing next yet, but probably do another review or talk about something else that's related to geek culture and stuff. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, and check out descriptions for all those links, and we see you next time. Bye.